They left the paddle in it. Come here. What? They left the paddle. Oh, jeez. They put it in. It was too high, I think, and it burnt. Like Dad's got burned. But come on, take it off the paddle. That's why I told you corny. Yeah, under it, so it slides right. Yeah, that's what I told her, but she didn't understand. And now, Lictus Oil Propane and Clymer presents.
I got nothing.
I got nothing. Hold on.
Thank you.
Is that okay? Where your father's parking my vehicle? What's wrong? Something wrong? What's wrong?
We got no sound.
Is it on?
Try now.
No, that's supposed to be up.
What? Push.
Oh, you shouldn't hear that. Was this tight? Try again.
That's yours, isn't that? Can you? I can't either.
Out of the.
Hello, testing, testing. You can hear me, right?
I can hear you. Can
Yeah.
you hear me?
Hit the power button. I literally barely touched it. Honey, it's coming out of this. It's this thing. Is this thing going in somewhere? Where's this going in? Those are all up. That's up. That's on. This is plugged in.
That's up. This thing is up, right?
Sign in. Nicer than it has been, I think. No, And then you started this? Did you start to go live yet?
And now, Lictus Oil and Propane and Clymer presents Clymer Sherman Panama Wolfpack Baseball play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream at channel989.org. This broadcast is presented by J. Edwards Insurance in Panama and Jamestown, Mosher Carpeting in Clymer, Land Pro Equipment in Clymer and Falconer, Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, the Cornerstone Restaurant in Sherman, Clymer Hardware and Home Center.com, Triple E Manufacturing, EEMFG.com, Countertop Solutions, and by Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer, LictusOilAndPropane.com. And now let's head to the field for all the action of CSP Wolfpack Baseball play-by-play.
Good afternoon, baseball fans, and welcome to Sherman, New York, where your CSP Wolfpack battle the Bulldogs from Brocton today. I'm Kyle Hinsdale, joined by Pat Catanese, and we welcome you to CSP Wolfpack Baseball here on Channel 98.9. And after about a week long of rain, Pat, we're going to get our first game in here.
And it's very surprising because I didn't think we'd be playing today either.
No, I didn't. I would agree with you. And for those watching that may have been following the schedule, this game was originally scheduled for Clymer, and this afternoon was moved here to Sherman. And overall, the field looks to be in reasonable shape, to be honest with you, Pat.
Absolutely. I'm shocked that it looks as good as it does after all the water we've had come out of the air.
Yeah, and I think part of it that helps it is the fact that this is the only field of the three that does not have dirt on the infield.
Correct. Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I think that helps tremendously, yeah.
It limits the amount of mud and whatnot. So so the Wolfpack entered today with a record of 6 wins and 2 losses. Those 2 losses coming from Maple Grove
Frewsburg and
Southwestern and Frewsburg. And CSP for the first time this year is going to face a familiar opponent. This is now the second time we will face Brocton. In 2023, we came away with a 10-run.
Yeah, 11-1 we beat
11 to 1, 10-run rule victory over in Brocton. So hope to look to do the same. Defensively today, from a pitching standpoint, Austin White is going to get the call on the mound for your Wolfpack. And traditional lineup behind Austin with Grant Lictus behind the plate, Bryce Hinsdale at first, Trent Burchanowski at second, Gabe Roth fills in that shortstop role, Tate Catanese mans the hot corner, you've got Dylan Michael in left field, Blake Kopta in center, and Caden Beckrink in right field for your Wolfpack.
Last time we played this team, Kyle, I think that they're not a bad ball team. I think they can compete with us. So we got to be on our horse today to stay after it.
Yeah,
they hit the ball well last time.
They did hit the ball well. I think what's interesting, you'll see today, it does not appear as though there's been a lawnmower on this field.
I think the lawnmower looks like it did the infield.
Maybe just did the infield, but it still looks to be pretty long. So if I'm an infielder today, I'm charging pretty much anything that's on the ground.
Yeah, because everything's going to be slower than they're used to right now.
Yep.
That's for sure.
So there's the first pitch to number 4, Aiden Gatto for Brocton, and that's in for a strike. Appreciate the Brocton coaches giving us full names, first and last.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it a little bit easier.
In their handwriting, you can read their handwriting.
You can read their handwriting. So Austin White up early, no balls and 2 strikes to Gatto, who will be the starting pitcher for Brocton today. And there's a changeup for a swing and a miss. So first batter of the game, Austin White strikes him out on 3 straight pitches. So 1 down here in the top of the first. CSP plays tonight against the Bulldogs and then follows it up with a 10 a.m. start time on Saturday against the Maple Grove Red Dragons.
Or did they move that time, Kyle?
I happened to see the schedule today, and I thought it said 10 o'clock.
Okay. Because I know that there's a couple of is there a couple of proms this weekend maybe or something to move it up? I don't know.
No, that might be. I think Clymer's prom was last weekend.
Right. I don't know when Panama's
Panama's is the 20th, I think.
Oh, okay.
If that's a Saturday.
Yeah, it is. So
there's a curveball in for a strike. So Austin White ahead of both the batters that he's faced today, no balls and 2 strikes. And there's a ground ball right up the middle, stopped by Gabe Roth, and he's going to fire it over to first. So nice play by Gabe Roth, and that's going to be 2 outs here for the Wolfpack. And that's going to bring number 16, I don't know. I think they're batting out of order, Pat. This should be Damian Franklin.
You're right.
Unless our roster's not right. So maybe they wrote it down wrong, but that is that's a hit by pitch to a batter that we think might have been batting out of order, because this is now the number 3 hitter batting in the cleanup spot, Damian Franklin for the Bulldogs, with a runner on first, and there he goes. He got a great jump. Wow. Yeah, that one Austin's saying is on me. That guy was halfway before Austin even looked to deliver a pitch to the plate. So Brocton with a runner in scoring position here with 2 outs in the top of the first. And there's a ball low. 1 ball and 1 strike to Franklin. I'm reading this right, Pat?
Yeah, because I have the same thing in the book.
Yeah.
You know? Uh-huh. I think if I was Tate, I'd move up a little bit. Because
I agree.
There's a little mud in it.
It's too far back. A ground ball to him is going to be real slow, Pat.
Yeah.
I noticed that in warm-ups.
He is creeping up.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. And that's a curveball that crossed the plate high, so 2-1. I would even argue that Gabe, look how far Gabe is back.
Yeah,
it's difficult for those on the TV screen to see that because we're having issues with our Mevo, so we're on the iPad today, and there's a
ball.
High fastball that Franklin fights off. That one's
little gift for Ronnie Reed over there.
That one's up there quite a ways. Here's the 2-2, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Brocton strands 1 here in the top of the first, but CSP gets out of it. And after a half inning, it's no score here in Sherman, New York. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Support for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Triple E Manufacturing in Sherman. Triple E offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. 800-295-4282 or online at tripleemanufacturing.com.
In baseball, these are the moments that bring us to our feet.
But the most important moment happens when we all stand together.
United for a great cause.
So join Major League Baseball and stand up to cancer
as we stand in honor of all loved ones affected by this disease.
I'm Jordana Brewster.
I'm Candace Patton.
Joe Manganello.
I'm Matt Damon. And cancer has in some way touched all of us.
Visit standuptocancer.org/MLB.
Stand up with us.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Welcome back to Sherman, New York, where the CSP Wolfpack are playing host to the Brocton Bulldogs in a league game where about 2 weeks ago CSP beat Brocton 11-1 on Brockton's home field. So CSP looking to do the same thing here today. got 3 fairly easy outs in the top of the first, and that'll bring us to the bottom of the first, where CSP is going to lead off with Austin White, Bryce Hinsdale, and Gabe Roth. Number 4, Aiden Gatto, gets the start for the Brocton Bulldogs today. Trying to remember, Pat, I do not think he's the one that we faced over there, is it?
Is he the one that came in relief and really gave us fits? Remember that?
Yeah. Might have been.
I can look back here and see.
Overcast day here in Sherman. Sun's been kind of going in and out of appearing here. Temperature in the low 50s, high 40s, so reasonable weather compared to what we've been having. There's the first pitch to Austin White, and that's in for a strike.
I don't know, Kyle, because we didn't have it. The numbers, the position numbers written down to start.
There's a slow roller to second. He comes up throwing, and that's going to be a bad throw by the second baseman. So Austin White's going to reach on an error here in the bottom of the first. Nice job by the catcher. You don't see that very often, Pat, where the catcher does runs down and backs up first, but he did that, and as a result, kept that ball from going out of play and kept Austin at first. So
I wonder what the running's like. The running is like on this grass. If they can get going or not. Well, that kid that stole for Brocton didn't seem to have a problem.
He did not.
But he had a great
jump. So Austin White at first base. That's going to bring Bryce Hinsdale to the plate, and
Bryce have a ball or a strike on him?
Ball 1.
Okay.
So 1 ball, no strikes. There goes Austin, and he's going to get down, and he's out by a mile. I think it is a slow track out there, Pat.
I agree.
I think because Austin is pretty quick, and he got thrown out by a fair mile. So caught stealing or thrown out stealing for out number 1 here in the bottom of the first. So I think it's 2 balls and no strikes to Bryce Hinsdale.
But that was a perfect time to test it right there to see what the
there's a fly ball to left field, and that's going to be caught for out number 2. So lazy fly ball to left field for Bryce Hinsdale, and Brockton's got 2 early outs here in the bottom of the first, and that's going to bring big hitting Gabe Roth to the plate for the Wolfpack.
See if he can stay on his hot streak he had the other night against Westfield.
Yeah.
He broke out of his slump that he was in. Hopefully he can stay focused on this now.
And first pitch is a ball. Not only is the grass long, Pat, but I think, it's so muddy that it's difficult to get some traction.
Yes.
There's a ball low for 2 balls and no strikes. And there's a check swing for strike 1. The center fielder's playing on the shortstop side of second, Pat, so a fairly good-sized gap between center and right, if he could find it. And there, Gabe is way out in front of that one. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 swings that Gabe would rather have back, I think, right there. And there's one off the nub of the bat, and that's going to be in for a infield single. So we'll take them however we can get them. And
correct, yeah.
That was tough play for the second baseman.
He was ahead of that one, too, wasn't he?
Yep.
Lucky he got a piece of it, I think.
Yeah. So Trent Burchanowski is going to step into the box for the Wolfpack. We'll see how aggressive Coach Moreno wants to get with Gabe. He's got speed as well. So, and there's a high fly ball to right field. The right fielder is going back, and he's over his head. Gabe was running, so Gabe is rounding third and is going to score. And Trent Burchanowski is going to be in with a stand-up triple. RBI triple for Trent Burchanowski here in the bottom of the first, and CSP with a little bit of two-out lightning gets run number one across the plate. And that's going to bring Tate Catanese to the plate with Trent at third. There's a little bit of a, I think it's got to be a changeup because all these guys are way ahead of that.
Yeah.
So Tate down early, no balls and one strike. And there's a well-hit ball to left field, and that's up on the hill here in Sherman. That's going to be an RBI double for Tate Catanese. And that ball was about 5 feet from getting up on the road, which I don't know. I'm assuming they can still consider that a home run.
Correct.
But
yep.
That ball landed just on the crest of the hill. So good at bat for Tate Catanese. CSP now leads 2-0, and that brings Dylan Michael to the plate. He's going to ground back to the pitcher and ground out. So CSP strands one, but not until they get two across the board. So it is 2-0 CSP after one. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
This Wolfpack broadcast is brought to you in part by Cornerstone Restaurant and Bakery at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. The Cornerstone offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and baked goods. The phone number is 716-234-4002, or find them on Facebook. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Cornerstone in Sherman for their support.
Support for CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by Clymer Hardware and Home Center. Serving the Clymer area since 1873 with all your hardware needs at 8746 West Main Street and online at ClymerHardwareandHomeCenter.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack from Clymer Hardware and Home Center.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Welcome back to CSP Wolfpack Baseball on Channel 98.9. After one inning here in Sherman, New York, CSP leads 2-0 over the Brocton Bulldogs. And I don't have the lineup card, but I think it's going to be 5, 6, and 7 hitters.
That's correct. Austin McIntyre is going to lead off for them, number 24.
See if CSP can repeat what they did back in the top of the first, where Austin White faced 4 batters. Here's the first pitch of the second inning, and there's a swing and a miss by McIntyre. Austin up early. Austin slid into second base, and he's got mud on half of his body.
I bet the mothers are happy they went to white now, aren't they?
So that ball was somewhere other than in the strike zone, apparently. It looked awfully good from here, but 1 ball, 1 strike.
Must be outside.
That ball is outside.
I was thinking about it, Kyle. This is the, not that we play a lot of games in Sherman, but this is the best place to broadcast. We have the best view of the game right here.
It is. And we're on solid ground and
undercover.
We've got electric, so we don't have to worry about our 3 balls and 1 strike. And we got electric, so we don't have to worry about our battery pack working
right throughout the game.
And there's ball 4, so Brocton gets the leadoff man on.
Austin looks like he's flirting with the zone, just can't.
Yeah.
I don't know if this umpire's got a tight zone or not, but he's flirting with it. Everything looks good.
So this is
number 26, Grant Gustafson.
Okay. Interesting little nugget, Patty. We're playing here in Sherman today, but there isn't a single Sherman kid on the varsity team. I think they've got kids in the modified and JV programs, but no Sherman kids on the varsity program.
So that's great that they would let us use this field and get it ready for us, and I think that's great.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so 1 ball and 1 strike to number 26, Gustafson. And there's a ball low. 2 balls and 1 strike.
So he reversed that from a strike to a ball because of that?
No, they added a ball because he there's a foul ball.
What they say he did, he went to his mouth and didn't wipe it off, and then went directly to the ball.
Yeah,
which is a penalty here in baseball.
It's a ball. Yeah, they gave, so then it's a ball to the batter. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Gustafson with a runner on first for Brocton. And there's a curveball that Gustafson held off on.
He thought about it.
He did think about it. So after a leadoff walk, Austin goes 3-2 full count here to Gustafson for Brocton. And there's a pop-up along the first base line. A lot of room for Bryce, and he makes the grab for out number 1. So out of a foul ball out for CSP, and that's going to bring number 1,
Garcia
to the plate. Now you can't even read your own writing.
I knew I wouldn't be able to.
Austin checks the runner at first, and he's in safe. 2-0 here, CSP in the top of the second. 1 out. Runner on first for Garcia and the Bulldogs. There's a high fastball just above the numbers for ball 1. If I'm Tate, Pat, I'm moving around because I don't want to get myself all muddy there.
He's starting to make a mud hole there.
He is. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Garcia.
Well, the mound is holding up good. That's nice.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like that's wearing away at all.
Curved by a high, 2 balls and 1 strike. Ooh. That was a foul tip and hit the umpire right in the mask. He seems to be okay, but that was a pretty good shot.
Wants to get right back at it.
So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Garcia, and that's
he fouled it.
A foul tip. So he stays alive. Didn't get much of that, but he got enough of it.
Yeah, he stayed alive with it, so. There it is.
There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So good job by Austin White fighting back there for his 3rd strikeout of the game. And that's going to bring
Donovan St. George
to the plate here with 2 outs and a runner on first for Brocton here in the top of the 2nd. There's a high fastball that could not catch up with, so strike 1. And this is batter number 8 for the Bulldogs.
Now that kid at first, he's not taking much of a lead. And Austin's keeping an eye on him, so 2 down. I don't know if they'll take the chance to send him or not.
And there's strike number 2, so Austin ahead early here in the count. See if CSP can get out of this inning after a leadoff walk. There's a ball inside. Good waste.
Very close. Very close.
Good waste for Austin. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's a high fastball. It gets away from him a little. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to St. George. Is that the last name?
Yep, that's correct. Well, hopefully next week, Kyle, we can broadcast some warm weather games.
Yeah, let's hope. I have not looked at the long-range forecast to see what it's supposed to do.
It's too depressing. There's a strike.
And there's a strike for out number 3. So 4 strikeouts for Austin White through 2 innings. And after 1.5, CSP leads 2-0. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating, oil, and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Support for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Triple E Manufacturing in Sherman. Triple E offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. 800-295-4282 or online at tripleemanufacturing.com.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch, Pallet, and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new, heat-treated, and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Welcome back to Sherman, New York, where CSP Wolfpack lead the Brocton Bulldogs 2-0 after 1.5, and leading off the bottom of the second for the Wolfpack is Grant Lictus. And Grant looks at ball one. Grant's due for a hit here, Pat.
Absolutely, and I think once he starts hitting, look out.
There's a swing and a miss for strike one. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Got a great swing.
Yeah, he does have a great swing.
Just got to start making contact with it. Get that confidence build up. Good eye.
There's ball 2, 2-1. If you're watching us on Facebook today, we'll encourage you to drop us a note on where you're listening to us or watching us from. There's a swing and a foul ball down the first base line. We have many listeners, Pat, that want to turn this into a question and answer session. So if you're on Facebook and you've got a question that you want answered, feel free to
Sure, bring it on.
Post it.
We'll answer it to the best of our ability.
Yep. So here's a 2-2 pitch to Grant, and that ball is inside. So full count to the leadoff batter here.
If it's too difficult of a question, we're going to go to your Uncle Dave and have him answer it for us.
Yeah, he's probably going to be the one that asks it. Here's the full count to Grant Lictus. Ball deep in the hole, and that's going to be an infield single for Grant Lictus, as the shortstop had a little trouble with footing. He planted that foot, and it slipped out from underneath him, and that's what 5 or 6 straight days of rain will do right there. So CSP would lead off, and there's a nice bunt by Blake Kopta. Well done there, and that's going to be a nice play by Gatto, fielding his position as the pitcher, but job well done for Blake Kopta doing what he was asked to do, and that advances Grant Lictus from first to second. So CSP, with 1 out here in the bottom of the second, has a leadoff or runner in scoring position. Andy Bemis is informing us, Pat, current and either a current or former umpire, that the ball called on Austin is a balk.
Oh.
So good information there.
Did the runner advance? Did he?
No, there was nobody on.
Yeah, there was.
There was?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he didn't advance.
He didn't advance. So he made it a ball, but he didn't advance.
Yeah. So we may need to get some clarification from Andy on that, but the base umpire issued a ball, did not advance the runner that was at first. So either way, we'll get some clarity on that. But either way, CSP with a runner at second. And there's a swing and a miss for Caden Beckerink. So Caden goes down on strikes. So that's 1 out here in the 2 outs, in the bottom of the second, and that brings Austin White, leadoff hitter for the Wolfpack, to the plate.
Austin was on base in the first inning, got thrown out at second. There's a big curve there.
That was in for a strike, I think. So Andy's saying that the runner should have moved up a base and no ball on the batter, and I can tell you that neither one of those things happened.
Correct.
So there's a ball outside. It's now, that first pitch was a ball too. So 2 balls and no strikes to Austin White. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Grant Lictus with a leadoff hit has made his way to second base. And that's in for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. That was a good pitch there.
Yes, it was. Tough one to watch.
Right at the knees. But they called it a ball, so 3 balls and 1 strike. And there's another ball. So base on ball to Austin White. So CSP's got 2 runners on here. Little 2-out lightning again, just like the first inning. Runners at first and second, and that's going to bring Bryce Hinsdale to the plate. Could use a line drive by Bryce here somewhere.
Right in that, right between right and center field would be ideal.
And there's strike number 1. So
Those
no
boys,
balls and 1 strike.
Those outfielders look very deep to me, too,
They do. They do. And there's a fair amount of room between. Oh, there's a pass ball. And that's going to advance the runners. So Grant moves to third, and Austin moves to second. And with a fairly good hit here to the outfield pad, I would assume that scores 2, but that might be asking a little bit too much today. 2 balls and 1 strike. That ball's outside. 3-1. Gabe Roth for CSP. In the on-deck circle, there's a well-hit ball. And that's going to be actually caught. So deep fly ball to center field. But it's an out, and that's going to leave CSP with 2 stranded here in the bottom of the second, where they lead 2-0. We'll be right back.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane and Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Support for Wolfpack baseball coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided by Countertop Solutions in Clymer. Go Wolfpack from Countertop Solutions.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Support for CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by Clymer Hardware and Home Center. Serving the Clymer area since 1873 with all your hardware needs at 8746 West Main Street and online at ClymerHardwareandHomeCenter.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack from Clymer Hardware and Home Center.
Welcome back to CSP Wolfpack Baseball on Channel 98.9. I'm Kyle Hinsdale, joined by my partner today, Pat Catanese, and we're happy to bring to you CSP Wolfpack versus the Brocton Bulldogs, where CSP, after 2, leads 2-0. And for Brocton, we are going to see hitters 9, 1, and 2 here in the top of the third.
First batter will be Nate Laredo.
Fairly well-played game so far, Pat. Good pitching by both teams. Each team's getting some hits, playing good defense. And outside of where kids, and particularly on the infield, have been standing a fair amount, and that's really second, short, and third. The field looks to be in reasonable shape.
I think it does. Like I said, it looks like they mowed the infield, a little bit of the outfield. They probably were crunched for time, and
yeah,
you know.
I don't think the notice came out until probably 1:30, between 1 and 2. So I'm guessing they had to line the field and do some mowing and.
I see where the JV game got canceled. They were supposed to be playing in Portville tonight, and they got canceled. They were having a downpour, I guess.
So Austin White's going to get his third inning of the day.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Next week, the coaches are going to have to really put their minds together to figure out a pitching situation with 4 games scheduled.
Is that what we have? 4 games next week?
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
Yeah, that will be that'll be tricky.
I guess you could throw your guy on Monday. Hopefully he gets through the whole game. He could throw again Saturday, and because the pitch counts have increased because it's now the month of May.
Oh, they do go up in May?
Yeah, so like 1 to 40 pitches, you got to have 1 night rest, and then up to like 75 is a 2-night rest. And
First pitch strike to Laredo, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 2. Austin up early here on the number 9 hitter for Brocton, Mike Laredo. Ball inside. Good waste by Austin. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's ball low and inside, so 2-2. All even up here to Laredo. And there's a line drive to first that Bryce Hinsdale bends down and catches. So an out for the Wolfpack, and that gets the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring the top of the order up for Brocton. Today's starting pitcher, Aiden Gatto, who struck out back in the first inning, steps into the box. There's a curveball that, no, they checked swing and said he didn't go, which I would probably tend to agree with, but it was a nice curveball by Austin White, and Gatto did a nice job of checking his swing there. That ball, if, he's consistent with that call, Pat.
Yes, he is.
Neither pitcher is getting that call right at the knees. So 2 balls and no strikes. And that ball is inside. So 3 balls and no strikes to Gatto here for Brocton, trailing 2-0 over CSP. And he had the green light on 3-0.
No, too far.
That ball's out of play, foul off the first base side. Not at all surprised, I don't think, Pat, that he had the green light there. Down 3-0. Or, I guess, up 3-0.
Yeah.
And there's a fly ball to right field. Caden Beckerink catches it right on the out-of-play line, and that is out number 2 here in the top of the third.
And that ball flew further than I thought it was going.
That's going to bring number 11, Ray Santiago. So they got their they fixed their their order.
Well, the next 2 would be the ones we want.
Oh, I thought it was these two.
No, it was 23 and 16.
Oh, sorry. So Ray Santiago, number 2 hitter for Brocton, steps into the box, and he looks at ball 1. 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. A line drive out to first, caught by Bryce Hinsdale, and then a fly ball to right field, caught by Caden Beckrink, are the 2 outs for the inning. And now Austin's squared this up at 1 ball and 1 strike. There's a curveball that gets away from Grant. 2 balls and 1 strike. And there's a ball off the first base side that's foul. That's over in the, if you're familiar with the Sherman football field, that's over in the creek, I think.
Yeah, there's water in there. I'm sure of it right now. Yeah.
There might be lots of water in there right now.
Another one.
Santiago fights it off, so.
I believe, Kyle, that a couple days ago, Sherman had a couple inches of snow on the ground.
Yeah, they probably did. I know in my house in Clymer, we had just a dusting on, was either Tuesday or Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And there's a ground ball right back to Austin. Good job fielding his position, and he's going to flip it over to first for out number 3. So CSP goes 1, 2, 3 in the top of the 3rd, and they lead 2-0 after 2.5. We'll be right back after we pay some bills.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new, heat-treated, and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Support for Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Mosher's Carpeting at 8631 East Main Street in Clymer. Mosher's has carpeting and all types of flooring, serving the area for over 27 years. Online at mosherscarpeting.com.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Welcome back to CSP Wolfpack Baseball here on Channel 98.9, where CSP leads the Brocton Bulldogs 2-0. And CSP here in the bottom of the 3rd is going to bring their 3, 4, and 5 hitters to the plate.
Yeah, that Brocton catcher has a pretty good arm, Kyle. He really does.
He does. He's a younger kid, if I remember right. He played last year too, and did a nice job for them behind the plate. And I want to say he was like an 8th grader last year. So So he's a young kid that's a good ball player. So Gabe got a on base back in the first with a infield single, little nubber off the end of the bat. So we'll see if he can get some good contact here in the third, and he looks at ball one to start his at bat. And there's a well-hit ball to center, and that's right at the center fielder, and he makes the grab. So a line drive fly ball to deep center field. Nice play by the Brocton center fielder, and that's a long out. So
he hit that ball well, though.
He did.
Hit that ball well. Good contact. That's what we like to see.
That's going to bring Trent Burchanowski to the plate. Trent with a stand-up triple back in the first to get first run of the game for CSP. There's a ground ball to short. Comes up firing, and that's out number 2. So 2 quick outs here for the Brocton Bulldogs. And that's going to bring Tate Catanese to the plate, who back in the first inning almost hit a home run. Ended up with a RBI stand-up double.
He might want to try plunking one now because that kid's standing at the base of the hill.
There's a ground ball back to short. He comes barehands it with the throw, and he gets him at first. So 1, 2, 3 for Brocton in the bottom of the third, and an efficient inning for Aiden Grotto and the Brocton Bulldogs. So after 3, the Wolfpack lead 2-0. We'll be right back.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Support for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Triple E Manufacturing in Sherman. Triple E offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. 800-295-4282 or online at tripleemanufacturing.com.
In baseball, these are the moments that bring us to our feet.
But the most important moment happens when we all stand together.
United for a great cause.
So join Major League Baseball and stand up to cancer
as we stand in honor of all loved ones affected by this disease.
I'm Jordana Brewster.
I'm Candace Patton.
Joe Manganello.
I'm Matt Damon. Cancer has in some way touched all of us.
Visit standuptocancer.org/MLB.
Stand up with us.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane and Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Welcome back as we just completed what might have been a 6-inning bottom of the third, a 6-pitch inning in the bottom of the third, a very efficient inning for Brocton as CSP leads the Brocton Bulldogs by a score of 2-0 here after 3. And it's 3, 4, and 5 hitters for Brocton, and that's going to bring number 16,
Caden
Emke to the plate. We believe that Brocton is batting out of order here, but we'll see. And there's a ground ball that's foul down the third base line.
I did see our coach talk to the umpire behind the plate, so maybe he has a different card than we have. So
yep, that's possible. At this point in time, Pat, we don't have a card at all because Coach Moreno took it from us.
Stolen from us. So we're going off my chicken scratchings in the book here, folks. So if we pronounce somebody's name wrong, excuse us, you know.
So no balls and 1 strike to Emke. And he gets plunked. And this is now where I think we might see Coach Moreno challenge the lineup.
Right.
So, and that's exactly what he's doing. And that's what Coach Moreno is checking right now. So it looks like they're comparing the lineup cards.
He's correct in saying 11 made the last out, but it should have been 23, then 16. And they did it opposite.
So I think
he should be out. Correct.
So
yeah.
So
we were talking about that earlier. We last week, but they caught it in between. They said it too early, and the guy just jumps in at that count. So that'll be the first out of the inning then.
Yeah. So we've got 1 out here in the inning. The batter is out, and that's going to bring now number 16, who
he gets the bat again.
Bats again in his regular spot. So we noticed this back in the first inning, and I don't. My uncle is saying good catch by CSP manager. I don't know if we want to break the news to him, but
no, we'll let Dave think that's a good thing.
That might have been your radio broadcast team that caught that and brought it to the attention of the coaching staff. But either way, number 16 Emke's back in the box now here with I think it's 2 outs.
1 out.
1 out.
Yeah, because he was the first batter of the inning.
1 out. There's a curveball in for a strike. So 2 balls and 1 strike to the Brocton hitter. There's a swing and a miss, so Austin White's evened up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-0 CSP here in the top of the 4th.
Full count. Boy, those are looking very good from here, Kyle.
They are. So here's the payoff pitch to Emke. And ball 4. So Emke makes his way over to first base. And that brings number 24,
Austin
McIntyre to the plate. Runner on first. We'll see how aggressive Brocton wants to be down 2-0. And he's up there swinging away. Foul tip for strike 1. So no balls and 1 strike to the number 5 hitter in the Brocton lineup today. Runner on first has a reasonable lead. That ball's got to be outside, so 1 ball, 1 strike.
Oh, Austin.
Yeah, that's the problem with that. That is the problem with that. So that advances the runner to second after the pass ball over at first on the pickoff move. So 1 out, runner on second, and got a 1-1 count, I believe, to the Brocton batter. That ball's in the dirt. Nice job by Grant Lictus stopping that, keeping that ball in front of him. Two balls and 1 strike to McIntyre. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 2. So all even here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out here in the top of the 4th. 2-0 CSP. Brocton with a runner at second in scoring position. Here's the 2-2. And there's strike 3 looking. So good job by Austin White, and that's going to be out number 2 of the inning.
Grant Gustafson is coming to bat now.
Number 6 hitter in the lineup. See if Austin can get out of this inning. A little bit of an odd inning with the batting out of order situation to lead it off. There's a ball in the dirt. Again, another good stop by Grant Lictus to keep that runner at second.
Kyle, it even looks like when that ball hits the dirt, there's some dirt flying. Is that possible?
I'm thinking there was some work done on this field in a rather quick fashion. And there's a ground ball to third. Tate's going to come up throwing, and that's a short arm over to first. And ball goes out of play. And that's going to get 1 run across. That's going to get 1 run across, so it makes it 2-1 CSP. And the batter, after the errant throw, is going to make his way over to second. Pat, Tate had a lot of time on that, Pat. I think he just short-armed it.
Yeah, he didn't step and throw that ball. Okay, he's got to make it up here now. Michael Garcia.
Garcia steps into the plate with 2 outs here. You got to give Brocton a lot of credit, Pat, for sticking in this game.
Absolutely. I told you that before.
Yeah,
earlier,
you did.
That they stuck with us pretty good over there.
1 ball, no strikes. There's a big swing and a miss for strike 1. With a runner at second and 2 outs, if you're a CSP infielder, you want to make sure you're knocking that ball down. The last thing you want to do is let it get to the outfield. Let that run score. There's a ball high, 2 balls and 1 strike. And there's a ball outside. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Garcia. CSP trying to get out of an inning where they've given up 1 already. And Brockton's got a runner in scoring position.
Oh, that looked good right there.
I don't know where that ball's at, but that's ball 4. So runners at first and second. And that's going to bring big number 22,
Donovan St. George.
Donovan St. George to the plate. Grant and Austin have a little mound visit, make sure they're both on the same page. If you're Grant, you want to block everything that's in the dirt. If you're Austin, you want to focus on the batter. And there's a first pitch strike for 0-1, so Austin ahead early. As we've talked about, Pat, in the past, it's a lot easier as a pitcher to pitch from when ahead versus when you're behind, that's for sure. Here's the 0-1, and there's a hit right down third base side, and Tate's going to step on the bag for out number 3, so Brocton strands 2, but they get 1 across the plate, and it's now 2-1. CSP Wolfpack after 3.5. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
This Wolfpack broadcast is brought to you in part by Cornerstone Restaurant and Bakery at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. The Cornerstone offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and baked goods. The phone number is 716-234-4002, or find them on Facebook. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Cornerstone in Sherman for their support.
Support for CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by Clymer Hardware and Home Center. Serving the Clymer area since 1873 with all your hardware needs at 8746 West Main Street and online at ClymerHardwareandHomeCenter.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack from Clymer Hardware and Home Center.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Welcome back to Wolfpack Baseball, where CSP leads the visitors from Brocton 2-1 as we enter the bottom of the 4th inning. For CSP, it's going to be, did you tell me 7, 8, 9?
7, 8, 9.
7,
no,
8.
6, 7, 8, sorry.
6, 7, 8. So Dylan Michael going to step into the box for the Wolfpack. And he's going to look at strike 1 for the first pitch. Aiden Gatto, who's gone 3 strong innings for the Brocton Bulldogs, is getting the ball here in the bottom of the 4th. And there's a ball low. So 1 ball, 1 strike. If you're CSP, you're just looking to get bad on the ball. Not done that. We've hit the ball hard, but they've been in the air.
Yeah,
strike 2.
We don't need to hit it deep because they are deep. We just need to hit base hits.
Yeah. Looking for line drives. There's a ball in the dirt, so 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, with them outfielders playing that deep, don't try to overpower, just make contact with it.
And there's strike 3 that Dylan's looking at, and that's out number 1 for Brocton here in the bottom of the 4th. And that's going to bring to the plate big lefty Grant Lictus, who had an infield single back in the 2nd inning for the Wolfpack. One of the few hits that we've had today, I think, Pat. There's ball 1. Ball in the dirt, so 2 balls and no strikes. And at this point, we're just looking to get base runners some way, somehow. Here's the 2-0.
Ball high.
And ball high, so 3 balls and no strikes to Grant Lictus. Looking to get on the base pads for the 2nd time today. Here's the 3-0. And Grant had the red light there, right down Main Street. 3 balls and 1 strike. And ball 4, so
base on ball.
Grant gets on, and we'll see if we can do anything with that, and that's going to bring Blake Kopta to the plate.
He had a sack bunt in the second inning.
He did a nice job.
Great bunt.
With 1 out, I don't necessarily know that's going to be in the cards.
No, let him swing. Let him swing.
Checks Grant at first. Must see the speed that Grant's got. And there's a strike 1, so no balls and 1 strike to Blake Kopta.
Grant. Ooh, he almost got caught off guard right there.
Almost got him there.
Yeah. That'll wake you up as a player in a hurry right there.
There's a slow curve that looked awfully good, but they're saying inside. So 1 ball, 1 strike. You know, and I don't hate Grant forcing the throw over there, Pat. We've seen what happens to see it. I mean, CSP did it, and
right, I agree.
Advanced the runners because it got by first base. So Blake with a foul tip that goes to the backstop for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes here. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3, so Blake goes down on strikes, and that's out number 2 here in the bottom of the 4th, and that's going to bring Caden Beckerink to the plate. Caden struck out back in the 2nd inning. See if we can get a base hit here.
He's another one I'd like to see the bat starting to get hot on him, because once he starts hitting, he goes on streaks.
Yeah.
So
first pitch was a ball.
There you go.
There's a well-hit ball to right field, and that's going to get in, and that's going to Grant's going to stop at second, and so a well-hit single for Caden Beckerink right down the first base line, and that's going to be now first and second for CSP with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th, and top of the order for the Wolfpack. Austin White is going to step into the box. He can help himself here a little bit with a base hit. It's a curveball on the outside part of the plate for ball 1. You know, these next 2 batters, Austin White and Bryce Hinsdale, they can more than welcome to do exactly what Caden Beckrink just
Ball's
did.
passed, ball's passed.
That ball's in the dirt, and that's going to get Grant and Caden advanced up 1. So now CSP with runners at second and third. So got something cooking here if you're the fan of the Wolfpack. Ball in the dirt.
3 balls, no strikes.
3 balls and no strikes. I would imagine Austin does not have the green light here, Pat.
Not with 2 outs, I wouldn't believe.
And there he looks at 1. So 3 balls and 1 strike.
Got to be a good one here, too.
Yep. Got to be something you can drive. And there's a ground ball to second, and that is going to be out number 3. So CSP strands 2, threatened but unsuccessful in the bottom of the 4th.
Kyle, we have some questions coming in from the outer people out of the listening area.
Okay.
One question we have is this person is questioning the umpires, it looks like to me. They said that those look good to us. Those pitches do look good, but each umpire has his own area that he calls strikes in, and those might be a little low for him.
Yep, and he's, if nothing else, he's been consistent the entire game.
Right. And this. And the other person, she asked about if the infield can throw to first. I said, well, he short-armed that. It was, it was too slow at it, and he short-armed it and threw it over. So it'll happen in baseball.
That's going to happen.
So
that's going to happen.
Now we can go to break.
So we will after. So again, we invited questions at the beginning of the broadcast, and we've gotten questions and we've answered them. So we're staying accountable.
That's
and
right. Absolutely.
We're doing what we said we were going to do. So we'll be. With that in mind, we're going to go to commercial.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Support for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Triple E Manufacturing in Sherman. Triple E offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. 800-295-4282 or online at tripleemanufacturing.com.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new heat-treated and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Welcome back to CSP Wolfpack Baseball. Visiting Brocton Bulldogs 2-1 after 4 innings, and
I believe this is
Austin.
Number 9, Nate Laredo.
Yep, so 9-1-2 for Brocton in this top of the 5th. And there's a well-hit ball to right field, and that's going to land for a base hit. So the Brocton Bulldogs get a leadoff hit here in the top of the 5th and get their leadoff runner on, and that's going to bring the top of the order to the plate. Aiden Grotto, Brocton's starting pitcher, steps into the batter's box. Austin White getting his 5th inning of the day here. There's a curveball low for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes. As CSP tries to battle back from a leadoff single. Here's the 1-0, and that's a well-hit ball to left field, and that's going to get by. Laredo's going to round second. There's a stand-up double. Aiden Gatto. So Brocton with a big threat here in the top of the 5th. Runners at second and third with no outs. And that's going to bring Santiago.
Ray Santiago.
To the plate. Number 2 hitter for Brocton. CSP brings the infield in. And there's a ball low and in the dirt for ball 1. So 1-0 to the batter. CSP leads 2-1 here in the top of the 5th. And there's a ball in the dirt. Good stop by Grant Lictus behind the plate. And Coach Moreno wants to take a visit to the mound here, get Austin settled down a little bit. Some of this is to get Austin, I think, settled, and some of this, Pat, is strategically talking about what they want to do on the infield if the ball's, if the ball's hit to here, we're going to do this.
They got to look that runner at third back, because that guy in second can't go anywhere if he doesn't move. So you look him back, throw to first, and then Bryce has got to come off that bag after making the play and be ready for a play at home.
Yep. CSP defensively still with the infield, I would say, in, right, Pat?
Yes.
They're not quite in as far as I would maybe.
They're not in the mud mark, so they are in.
Yeah. So I think it's 2 balls and no strikes here. And there's a ground ball to second. There it comes. And that's going to be a low, and he's going to slide into first. Slide into home. So ground ball to second base. Trent threw it home and was not in time. And so Brocton gets run number 2 across the board. And CSP still has no outs here with runners at now second and third. And there's a well-hit ball. That is foul. That was fouled by, I would say, 2 or 3 feet. It was pretty close. It was pretty close. But it's a strike in the book, so no balls and 1 strike to
Franklin.
There's a ball high, so 1 ball, 1 strike. Franklin back in the second, or I'm sorry, in the third inning. They batted out of order, so he ended up getting out, never even got an at bat. And there's a pop-up that is going to be out of play. So I think it's 1 ball and 2 strikes for Austin. A big strikeout here would be big, Pat.
Yes, it would. Keep that infield up. For the next 2 batters, I'd keep them up there.
Yep, I agree. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Franklin here. Runners at second and third. No outs for the Wolfpack. And there's a curveball in the dirt. Nice job by Grant stopping that behind the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2. And that ball is low and outside for ball 3. So full count on the batter. First base is empty. Well, we got Brocton runners at second and third. At this point, if you're CSP, you're looking just to get an out.
Get an out here and hold them runners on.
There's the full count pitch, and that ball's low and outside. So,
okay, now we move them in, and everybody goes to home with us now.
Easy play if you're infield. Ball's hit to me. I'm going home with it.
Yep,
so,
Grant's just got to touch and throw. I wouldn't even throw. I'd just touch and get that first out.
Yep, I agree with you. So bases loaded here for Brocton. Score all tied up 2-2 in the top of the 5th. And number 16, number 4 hitter in the book, Emke comes to the plate. So again, infield in. You got to be thinking, if the ball's hit to me, where am I going with it? And there's a ball inside for ball 1. And if you're Grant, you want to block everything that gets in the dirt, and Coach Moreno is going to pay another visit to the mound, which I think will result in a pitching change. Looks like that's what's going to happen. It's going to be Austin White's going to turn the ball over to Gabe Roth, it appears to me. And so Gabe will come in relief here of Austin with the bases loaded and no outs in the top of the 5th. As they warm up, we will take a quick break.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Support for Wolfpack baseball coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided by Countertop Solutions in Clymer. Go Wolfpack from Countertop Solutions.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Support for CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by Clymer Hardware and Home Center, serving the Clymer area since 1873 with all your hardware needs at 8746 West Main Street and online at ClymerHardwareandHomeCenter.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack from Clymer Hardware and Home Center.
Back where we are in the top of the 5th inning and bases are loaded with no outs, and we just had a pitching change. Austin White goes 4 strong for the Wolfpack, runs into a little bit of trouble here in the 5th, and Gabe Roth is going to come on and in relief.
What a tough position to come in right here.
It is. Yeah, it is.
You know?
And Gabe just hits the first batter right in the shoulder. And that ball hit him and went way back to the backstop. So that's going to be a run across the plate for Brocton. So that's going to make it 3-2. Brocton with the lead Bases still remain loaded with no outs.
Austin McIntyre at bat. Let's see what he's done. Base on balls and a strikeout. So.
All right. Let's see if Gabe can settle in here. And there's first pitch strike to McIntyre, so no balls and 1 strike. That had a little juice on it, Pat.
Yeah, it did. I think that one that hit the young man had a little juice on it, too.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Glad to see that he's okay down at first base. But 1 ball and 1 strike after that pitch was in the dirt. And, again, good stop by Grant Lictus. Keep those runners where they're at. Again, bases loaded, no outs. And there is hit by pitch number 2. So McIntyre got hit right in the back of the leg. And that's going to score another run. So 4-2. 4-2 Brocton here in the top of the 5th. Bases remain loaded with no outs. Gabe struggled in his last time in relief, Pat, which would again been against Southwestern, and he struggled in that. So hopefully he can find his groove here.
There you go.
There's a swing and a miss for foul ball, strike 1. I don't know, Pat. If I'm a batter, I'm getting in that box.
A little timid. a little
timid after watching my friends just get plunked. 2 straight batters, but no balls and 1 strike. And there's strike number 2. So Gabe ahead early here, no balls and 2 strikes. 4-2, Brocton with the lead here in the top of the 5th. And there's a ground ball short, and Austin stumbles and is unable to make the play. And that was a little mud-induced slip there, and that's going to score a run. So 5-2, Brocton.
Michael Garcia coming to bat.
Garcia to the plate. Still bases loaded with no outs. Looking to get just an out here, Pat. And they really haven't hit the ball at all, hard at all this inning.
Two base on balls, 2 hit by pitch. And that was awesome. Just got caught up in the mud or something.
So, first pitch strike. No balls and 1 strike. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 2. He's way behind it.
Nice thing is it looks like Gabe's starting to get a rhythm going here. So
5-2, Brocton. No outs, bases loaded. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3 and out number 1 of the inning. So much needed out for the Wolfpack.
Donovan St. George coming to bat. Okay, keep that infield in.
I'd keep the infield in. Now maybe turn 2 here, Pat. Home to first would be ideal.
Mm-hmm.
There's a ball outside. 1 ball, no strikes. And that ball's low as well. So 2-0. Gabe's got no place to put him with the bases loaded. So got to throw strikes now. Down 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and that ball is in the dirt for ball 3. So 3-0. Three balls and no strikes.
Got to get this strike here and then work off of that. Which I don't know if he's got the green light or not with this, but sure does.
He sure did. Wow. Shocked by that. But foul tipped for strike 1. 3 balls and 1 strike. We'll see if Gabe can fight his way back here. Defensively, Austin's playing in, Tate's playing in. I would say that Trent's.
He's in too, it looks like a little bit.
And there's a ball high for ball 4. So 2 runs scored here in the top of the 5th on hit by pitch, and now a run score number 3 for Brocton with a base on ball. So 6-2, Brocton, bases loaded, 1 out, and that's going to bring Laredo, I think.
Started the inning.
Did he start the inning?
He started the inning.
So they've hit around this inning, man, and they just have not hit the ball that hard.
No.
Not a lot of contact, but a lot of unforced errors if you're a CSP Wolfpack fan. And that ball's low for 2 balls and no strikes. Big pitch here, Pat. And there's a strike called for strike number 1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Yep.
Strike 2.
Boy.
Okay.
Oh, that's the.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That ball looked high and outside, but so 2 balls and 2 strikes. So after being down 2 balls and no strikes, Gabe's fought back here to 2-2. Bases loaded, no place to put them, and that ball is in the dirt. Good stop by Grant.
Full count.
He'd been like a vacuum back there this afternoon, not letting anything get by him. Full count, bases loaded with 1 out. Here's the payoff pitch, and that's strike number 3. So second strikeout of the inning for Gabe Roth, and much needed here in the top of the 5th. And it is now Aiden Gatto coming to the plate for Brocton. Leadoff hitter.
He had a double earlier in this inning. I think it was over Dylan's head.
Yep, I think that's right. And there's a curveball in the dirt. Good stop by Grant.
So they called it a strike. Said he went.
Did they call?
They did. Yeah, even the umpire in the back asked for help, and the
he called
field
it?
umpire called it a strike. Yes.
All right, good. So no balls and 1 strike. And that ball's low for ball 1. So 1-1. And the ball low again. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Gatto. Need to make him a hitter here. So he's got no place to put him with bases loaded. And there's strike 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes.
All right, let's go for 1 more.
That ball's low and outside. So Gabe takes him to a full count. So 2 outs, bases loaded, full count. These runners will be running.
Payoff pitch right here, boy. This would be nice to strike him out. Got him.
And there's a swing and a miss. Tipped the ball, and Grant Lictus with the squeeze behind the plate. So CSP is able to get out of a bases loaded jam, but not until the Brocton Bulldogs put five across the plate and lead it 6-2 as we enter the bottom of the 5th. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new heat-treated and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Support for Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Mosher's Carpeting at 8631 East Main Street in Clymer. Mosher's has carpeting and all types of flooring, serving the area for over 27 years. Online at mosherscarpeting.com.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Welcome back, where CSP trails the Brocton Bulldogs 6-2, as CSP is going to bring batters 2, 3, and 4 hitters to the plate here in the bottom of the 5th. So that's Bryce Hinsdale, Gabe Roth, and Trent Burchanowski. And after a half inning in the top half of the 5th inning, CSP gave up 5 runs. They need to respond here and see if they can get some runs of their own on the board as they trail 6-2.
They don't want to be too anxious up there, Kyle, because I was watching him, the pitcher, warm up. This is his 5th inning also, like it was Austin's.
Yep.
He's starting to tire, I think, a little bit too. So they don't want to. They want to make him work a little bit here. Not that I'm always a fan of that. I always like to hit that first pitch strike, but I think now we make him work a little bit.
2 balls and no strikes here to Bryce. See if we can get our leadoff hitter on. There's a ground ball to second, and that's going to be an easy out. So out number 1 for Brocton on a lazy ground ball to second base. And that's going to bring Gabe Roth to the plate. See if he can find a hole out there somewhere. And there's first pitch strike. So Gatto working from ahead. And there's a ball hit to left field, and that's going to be caught in play by the left fielder. Nice play for, is that McIntyre out there in 24, Pat?
Yep, McIntyre. Yep.
Nice play by the left fielder. And that now is 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. And that's going to bring Trent Burchanowski to the plate. CSP making contact, but hitting it right at him. And there's a curveball high for ball one. Trent just a hair ahead of that one for foul ball, strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You know, we're making contact with the ball. We're just hitting it to them,
Yep.
Seems to be right now.
Ball high and outside for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. There's a curveball in for a strike. So 2-2 to the senior from Clymer. And there's a fly ball to left field, and that's going to be foul. Well hit, but foul down the left base line. So stays 2-2. And
Staying alive.
Stays
Hit the shed.
alive by hitting the shed. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Be nice to get 1 or 2 this inning, Kyle. Just start pecking away at it.
Yep. Here's the 2-2, and that ball's high for ball 3. So good at bat here for Trent Burchanowski. He's fouled a few balls back and forced this to a full count. And there's a ground ball right back up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit right for Trent Burchanowski. So 2 out single here. And that's going to bring Tate Catanese to the plate. See if we can get some 2-out lightning here in the bottom of the 5th, trailing 6-2. Tate with a well-hit ball back in the first inning that almost made it out of the ballpark. And there's a ground ball to third. Third baseman comes up firing. He's going to throw it to first, and that is out number 3 for the inning. So CSP strands 1, get none across the plate, and it remains Brocton 6, CSP 2 as we head to the 6th inning. We'll be right back.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Support for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Triple E Manufacturing in Sherman. Triple E offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. 800-295-4282 or online at tripleemanufacturing.com.
In baseball, these are the moments that bring us to our feet.
But the most important moment happens when we all stand together.
United for a great cause.
So join Major League Baseball and stand up to cancer
as we stand in honor of all loved ones affected by this disease.
I'm Jordana Brewster.
I'm Candace Patton.
Joe Manganello.
I'm Matt Damon, and cancer has in some way touched all of us.
Visit standuptocancer.org/MLB.
Stand up with us.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Welcome back to Sherman, New York, and the home today of your CSP Wolfpack. I'm Kyle Hinsdale, joined by Pat Catanese, and we welcome you to the Wolfpack broadcast on Channel 98.9 and Facebook Live. CSP playing host to the Brocton Bulldogs today. They are trailing 6-2 as we begin the top of the sixth inning. 2, 3, 4 hitters for Brocton as Santiago steps into the batter's box and looks at ball one in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. Gabe Roth coming in for his second inning of relief after Austin White goes 4 strong. And there's an attempted bunt that is foul for strike number 1. One ball and 1 strike to Santiago. There's a curveball on the outside part of the plate that's called a ball, so 2 balls and 1 strike. CSP playing regular depth from a defensive standpoint. And there's a bunt, and it's in the air, and it's a bunt right back to Gabe. So there's out number 1 on the bunt fly ball. And the all-important first out that we had trouble last inning getting.
It's like I don't know why they were bunting. They were trying to surprise us with it or something, but Gabe comes off the mound pretty well. He can field that position, so that's what we needed was that first out. Now we got to get 2 more here and go in and bat.
There's curveball in for a strike, so no balls and 1 strike to the number 3 hitter, Franklin, for Brocton. And there's a curveball that he fouls off. No balls and 2 strikes. So Gabe ahead early here in the count. The temperature, Pat, is dropping considerably by the minute.
Yeah, it's not raining, though.
It's not raining or snowing. And there's strike 3 on the outside part of the plate for out number 2 of the inning.
Okay.
So
Caden
good
empty.
start to the inning for the Wolfpack, and that's going to bring number 16, Emke, to the plate.
Hit by a pitch last inning.
There's a swing and a miss for strike 1. No reason to go away from that. He's not even close to touching that pitch.
Right after that, next 2.
There, he slowed him down a little bit on a curveball and just missed. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Back to that question we had from a viewer or a listener. That was a tough one to call.
Looked
there.
Pretty good from here.
Absolutely.
Here's the 1-1, and that's strike in there for strike 2. So after a difficult 5th inning, CSP making the 6th look so far relatively easy. Here's the 1-2, and that ball's outside for 2-2.
Be interesting to see if Brocton comes out with that Gatto again on the mound.
Yeah, I thought, Pat, I saw some work in their bullpen.
Oh, did you? Okay.
So we'll see. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Gabe does his job on the mound, and CSP goes 1, 2, 3 in the top of the 6th. They need to get some runs, and they'll start in the bottom of the 6th with batters 6, 7, and 8. So we'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
This Wolfpack broadcast is brought to you in part by Cornerstone Restaurant and Bakery at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. The Cornerstone offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and baked goods. The phone number is 716-234-4002, or find them on Facebook. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Cornerstone in Sherman for their support.
Support for CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by Clymer Hardware and Home Center. Serving the Clymer area since 1873 with all your hardware needs at 8746 West Main Street and online at ClymerHardwareandHomeCenter.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack from Clymer Hardware and Home Center.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Welcome back to Sherman, New York, where your CSP Wolfpack trailed the Brocton Bulldogs by a score of 6-2. Excuse me. And after going 5 very efficient innings for Brocton, Aiden Gatto gets in relief and is going to bring Grant Gustafson to the mound for the Brocton Bulldogs. So we'll see if CSP can get to Gustafson here early in the inning, as we've got some work to do over the last, at least our last 6 outs, Pat.
Yes. Let's get right after them early and see if we can get some runs generated. And we don't have to get them all back, but let's get a few and put a little scare into them and shut them out in the top of the 7th and end it up in the 7th.
Yep,
that'd be ideal. Oh, I wouldn't. Even if they want to get them all this inning, I'm fine with that,
Yeah, you'd be all right with that. Yeah. So Dylan Michael going to come to the plate and lead it off here for the Wolfpack as he faces Gustafson for the first time today. And there's a strike. Pitch in for a strike for no balls and 1 strike. Looking for base runners here. Doesn't matter how you get on, just get on. There's a curveball in for a strike. Swing and a miss. So Dylan down early here, no balls and 2 strikes. Now he's got to protect. That ball's in the dirt for ball 1 and 2.
Good eye there.
Ball high for 2 and 2. That ball was outside and in the dirt, and they called it a strike. So that is strikeout number 1 of the inning and out number 1 of the inning, and that's going to bring Grant Lictus to the plate for the Wolfpack. And that's going to bring Coach Moreno very clearly did not like that call. Grant looked at strike number one. Two at bats for Grant today. Two times on base.
Getting on base both times. Yep.
See if we can make that 3 for 3 today. Here's the 0-1, and
there's
a hit right down the first base side. That's a good stop by the first baseman, and he's going to beat him to the bag for out number 2. So good hustle by Grant Lictus. He got bad on the ball. Good play by the first baseman to knock it down, and lucky for him, he didn't have to go very far. And so 2 quick outs here for the Wolfpack in the bottom of the 6th. Down to their last 4 outs of the game here. Blake Copta steps in to the batter's box. And there's a curveball on the outside that misses the plate for ball 1.
Blake can get us going here. We've done it with 2 outs before. There you go.
Yeah. So now 2-0. 6-2 Brocton here in the bottom of the 6th. That ball high, so 3 balls and no strikes to Blake Copta. See if we can get our first base runner of the inning here.
Good eye.
That ball is high for ball 4. 4 straight pitches for balls, and that gives us our first base runner of the inning. And we'll see if Caden Beckerink, who singled his last time up with a well-hit ball to right field, we'll see if he can do that same thing.
I think I'd think about moving Blake. I would put that in my mind a little bit.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. He's quick. And this kid had a real slow motion to home.
He does have a slow motion to home. And there's a ball high, so 5 straight balls.
Of course,
by
I
Gustafson.
guess I'd wait till he threw a strike, then I'd work on it.
So 1 ball, no strikes to Caden Beckerink. Blake Copta on first base. And there's one for a strike. Caden definitely was going to make him throw a strike before swinging. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Now everything's in play.
Yep, I'd be moving him.
And there's a hit to foul ball down the first base line. Caden's on it. He's just a little ahead of that one.
That ball would have dropped in nicely, too.
It would have.
Would have got Blake to third, I think.
That's making the right fielder really hug that foul line.
There's quite a gap out there, isn't there?
So 1 ball and 2 strikes, and Gustafson steps off the bag or off the plate. The rubber. There's a strike, and he's going to be.
Good hustle.
And that's good hustle. So Caden Beckerink reaches on a strikeout pass ball, and you're going to wonder how that's possible with a runner at first, but there's 2 outs. So pass ball, it's live. And so CSP with runners at first and second now with 2 outs, and the top of the order comes to the plate. Austin White steps in. See if he can find a hole out there somewhere. And there's a strike. First pitch strike for Gustafson, so no balls and 1 strike. See if Austin, good base hit here, is going to score Blake from second. And that's a ball high, so 1-1.
Blake is a long ways off
He
second,
is.
and there's nobody covering, and this pitcher's looking at him. So I think he's focusing more on Blake than he is on the batter.
But to your point, Pat, there's nobody even covering the bag.
No.
Yeah, that ball's high and outside. For ball 2, 2 balls. Two balls and 1 strike.
There's a
There's
shot.
to right field. That's over his head, and that's going to score 1. And here comes Caden Beckerink to score 2. So Austin White with a 2 RBI double, and it is now 6-4 Brocton. So CSP chips away at the Brocton lead. Well hit ball to right field by Austin White. And that's going to bring Bryce Hinsdale to the plate. We'll see if he can get good bat on ball here. Austin with a big lead at second. And there's a curveball in for a strike. So 1 ball and no strike, or I'm sorry, no strikes and 1 ball. What I meant to say
There's 1 strike and no ball.
was no balls and 1 strike. That is what I was trying to say. I wasn't doing a very good job at it. So
It's okay. We're starting to
2
get a
outs.
little cold here.
2 outs, runner on second. Ball outside, so 1-1. Gabe Roth on deck. So Gustafson facing the heart of the order here against the Wolfpack. And
There's a shot.
Well hit ball right to the center fielder. And that's about as well as you can hit it, but he hit it right at him. So long out, but CSP strands 1. They get 2 across the plate and make it 6-4. Chipping their way back into this thing. Will be after 6 innings. 6-4 Brocton. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Support for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Triple E Manufacturing in Sherman. Triple E offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. 800-295-4282 or online at tripleemanufacturing.com.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new heat-treated and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Welcome back as we enter the top half of the 7th inning, where CSP trails the Brocton Bulldogs by a score of 6-4. CSP looking to get 3 fairly efficient outs here, and then they get the bats back in their hands and see if they can do something with it. But we got some business to take care of here in the top half of our own inning. So here's the first pitch to McIntyre,
McIntyre, Austin McIntyre, yep.
And that's in for a strike, so no balls and 1 strike to McIntyre.
I think if I was Gabe right now, I'd just throw heat and see if they could catch up to it.
There's a ball in the dirt for ball 1, 1-1.
Until they catch up to it, I'd keep throwing it.
There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. I agree, Pat. They're not even close to hitting this ball.
No, so if he just throws heat right in the center of the play, or, right about the numbers, because that's where this umpire likes it, so.
There's strike number 3. So out number 1 here in the top of the 7th. Just the way CSP wanted to start it.
Grant Gustafson.
The pitcher for Brocton in the last inning, Gustafson to the plate. And there's a swing and a foul ball back into the playground. Again, CSP trails 6-4 here in the top of the 7th. There's a curveball, swing and a miss for strike 2. Gabe's found his groove right now, Pat.
I agree. There it is.
There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So 2 batters, 2 strikeouts, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th.
Michael Garcia.
That brings Garcia to the plate.
Took a heck of a shot one of these times. Did he get hit by a
He's
pitch?
the one that got hit in the back of the leg, I think.
So he might have a bruise.
Yeah. Ball low for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. There's a foul tip, squeezed by Grant.
Did he get that? Did he take that?
Yep.
Thought I heard it, but it looked like he was too far behind it. But
1 ball, 1 strike.
Stay right at those numbers. Just throw right at those numbers. That's where this umpire likes it. Grant's done a great job back there tonight.
He has.
I don't know if there's been any balls to the fence.
I don't think
both
so.
Both catchers have done a great job.
Both catchers have done a great job. Ball's low. I think it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Is that right, Pat?
I think you're correct, yep. I wish the umpire would let us know. He's not gonna.
No. There's a ball. That was a full count, and that ball, that's in there for a ball, so.
Nothing hurt there.
Nope. Brocton gets her first base runner of the inning after 2 strikeouts.
St. George here.
Ball's in the dirt. Good stop over there by Bryce. Last thing we need is for them to add an insurance run here, Pat.
Correct. Let's leave him alone and go after the batter. Just like that.
Yeah.
Just like
2
that.
more of those would be just fine.
Yep.
No balls and 1 strike. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Boy, that looked awfully good. That looked awfully good, but he's been consistent. Low, that low pitch is not. You're not getting it. So 1 ball, 1 strike. And there's a foul ball. So St. George stays alive with the foul, and it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. See if Gabe can take care of this himself. That's a curveball that didn't curve. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Be nice to punch him out here. Go in and bat.
St. George with the foul ball, and so
staying with it.
Staying with it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Normally I'd say fastball, but I might give him something off speed here, Pat. He seems to be. There's another fastball that he fouls off, so he's on it a little bit. This is where I might try to mix it up.
He's choked up on that bat. He's just trying to make contact with it. Infielder's got to be ready because it's going to come with them.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And there's the curveball, and that's a strikeout. So 3 strikeouts in the inning for Gabe Roth. And CSP knows what they have to do. They got 3 outs left, and they trail 6-4. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Support for Wolfpack baseball coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided by Countertop Solutions in Clymer. Go Wolfpack from Countertop Solutions.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Support for CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by Clymer Hardware and Home Center. Serving the Clymer area since 1873 with all your hardware needs at 8746 West Main Street and online at ClymerHardwareandHomeCenter.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack from Clymer Hardware and Home Center.
Welcome back, where CSP trails the Brocton Bulldogs 6-4 as we enter the bottom half of the 7th inning. So CSP with their final 3 outs of the game here and need to score at least 2.
New pitcher, huh?
And we have a new pitcher, number 16, Emke, is coming in. Gatto pitched the first 5. Gustafson got the 6th inning where CSP got 2 across the board, and now Emke comes in relief. Really can't say enough about how well Gatto pitched today for Brocton, Pat.
Yes, he did very well. And they've taken advantage of a few mistakes and by us, and they've scored runs off of it. So
3, 4, 5 hitters for the Wolfpack. So we got our big bats coming to the plate at the right time. And we'll see if the Wolfpack can generate at least 2 runs here.
Someone might want to bring that right fielder in from he's in Cattaraugus County.
He's out there quite a ways, so there's the first pitch ball to Gabe Roth. He's out there quite a ways. Well, if up 2, Pat, you're probably telling your outfielders make sure you keep everything in front of you, right?
Yep.
So 1 ball, no strike, and there's a big swing by Gabe. At this point, just making contact. Maybe shorten that swing up and make some contact here. 1 ball, 1 strike, and that's a
get out of play.
Pop fly, get out of play, and it does. But Gabe is behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. He's shorten that swing and just make some contact here. Put the ball in play. That's a ball high, 2-2. And he fights it off. He stays alive with a foul ball, so it stays at 2-2. And there he foul tips it again, so Gabe making him work. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Sure would be great to get this first batter on.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Puts a little pressure on the pitcher and the infield and everybody else.
If you're Brocton, you want to. This is a big out, and if you're CSP, this is a big time to get a guy on base. And there's a well-hit ball to center field, and that's going to be over the center fielder's head. And Gabe's on his way to second, and I think he should just stay right there. And that is a leadoff double for Gabe Roth. That was a well-hit ball to center field, and as far back as the outfielders are playing, Gabe was able to put that over his head. And so not only did we get leadoff guy on, we got a leadoff guy on with a double, and immediately in scoring position as CSP trails 6-4 here in the bottom of the 7th. Trent Burchanowski, guy that we would want at the plate, up with no outs, and that ball is high, so 1 ball, no strikes. And if you're a base runner here, Pat, you want to be smart. We don't want to take any chances. There's strike number 1 right at the knees, so 1 ball and 1 strike.
It's the first one he's called that low today, I believe.
Yep. And that was strike right down the middle for strike 2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Trent's got to protect now. Just get bad on the ball. And there's a ball hit right back to the pitcher, and he's going to throw it to first. Okay. And so he advances the runner from second to third, but it is a out for Brocton Bulldogs, first of the inning, and that's going to bring Tate Catanese to the plate. Hit the ball hard today. Could use one right now.
Base hit here would get us a run, and get Tate on base would be nice.
Yep. There's a ball high for ball 1. So situation 6-4. Brocton leads, bottom of the 7th. 1 out. Tate Catanese at the plate, Gabe Roth at third, and that ball is low for ball 2. So 2-2. Getting Tate on any way possible is the objective right now. And there's a strike for strike 1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to the sophomore from Panama.
Same pitch as that last one, I think.
I don't know where that was. I don't know where that was. But Tate knew it wasn't a strike because he didn't swing at it. So 3 balls and 1 strike.
Oh, Tate.
Probably swung at one out of the strike zone there, so we're all even. So it is now full count to the number 5 hitter for the Wolfpack. And that ball is low and inside for ball 4. So now we got 2 men on with 1 out, and that's going to bring Dylan Michael to the plate. I would imagine, Pat, to eliminate any sort of double play, that Coach Moreno is going to have Tate running on this first pitch.
Yeah, he's not going to be there long. Maybe we could get lucky and this guy will make a move to first, throw it over, give a score.
All right, here we go. Dylan Michael, and Tate's going to stand up with a stolen base. So now situation is a base hit has the potential to tie this ball game up. CSP trails 6-4 with 1 out. Dylan Michael at the plate, and that ball is in the dirt.
Dylan is definitely due. So
he is.
It's time to break out here, Dylan.
1 ball and 1 strike. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just looking to make contact here if you're Dylan. And
there you go.
A foul ball down the right field line.
Oh, that one hit water.
That one we could see a splash, so that one definitely is wet.
Looks like my golf ball.
Yep. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And there's a ball on the ground. This is going to be trouble. The shortstop comes up throwing, and he's got Dylan at first. So RBI fielder's choice for Dylan Michael. So it is 6-5. Brocton. CSP with a runner at third with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. And Grant Lictus comes to the plate. He's had a good day today, both behind the plate and in the batter's box. And if you're Tate, you're trying to get a fairly good-sized lead here. If there happens to be any sort of pass ball, you want to be moving. So 1 ball, no strikes to Grant Lictus. And there's a strike on the outside part for 1-1. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. 6-5 with CSP with 1 out to go with a runner on third. If you're Grant, you want to shorten that swing up and just make contact.
Good eye.
There's a ball.
Oh.
High. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Base hit will tie up the game. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Brocton comes into Sherman and pulls what I would imagine to be a fairly sizable upset over CSP. And I think not only did we know that, but Brocton knows it too. You can tell by their excitement that they know they just pulled off a pretty good win for them.
I think they have a decent record. I think they were like 5-2 or 4-3. So
yeah.
they gave Maple Grove a good game. Maple Grove came back in the later innings and beat them also. So they're a pretty good ball team. I said that earlier. They can hang with you. So we just had a rough inning there. Made some mistakes and.
Yeah,
did
fifth
some
inning,
things.
we just couldn't get out of our own way.
Did some things that we don't normally do. And it could be partially because, like I said earlier, they've been practicing in the gym for 3 days because of the weather and a long layoff. And so maybe this will get us back to, realizing what we got to do. We got a tough week ahead of us. I mean, we start Saturday, we go Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
Yeah.
So they got to be ready to play some baseball.
Yep. So no time to be feeling sorry for yourself.
Right.
You're going to get right back up on the horse and go at it against a really good team in Maple Grove.
Yeah.
That gave us a good game over in Clymer. We ended up winning that game, but so it should be a good game on Saturday morning. But give a lot of credit to Brocton, in particular, their starting pitcher, Aiden Gatto. He was very efficient, and Brocton as a team was able to eliminate the inning that like CSP had.
Mm-hmm.
And
yep.
And again, you go back to that fifth inning. We a lot of base on balls, some errors,
hit by pitches,
yeah. And so a lot of what I would consider to be unforced errors in the fifth inning for the Wolfpack that really at the end of the day did them in, but made a valiant effort to get back into the game, but come up short 6-5, and so we will be right back on the broadcast Saturday morning for what I believe to be a 10 a.m. start over in Bemis Point, and then as Pat mentioned earlier, it's a busy week next week for the Wolfpack. So we will rebound from this. Yeah, it's either 10 or 11.
Yeah, I don't know for sure.
The information I saw this morning saw 10. So, but either way, it's Saturday morning. Grab your. It'll be breakfast with the Wolfpack instead of breakfast at Wimbledon, right?
That's correct.
But so, anyways, for Pat Catanese, I'm Kyle Hinsdale. CSP takes one on the chin this afternoon, 6-5 against Brocton Bulldogs. We'll be right back on Saturday morning. Thanks for listening. Have a good evening.
Thanks for listening to this broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Channel 989 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream at channel989.org. This broadcast is presented by J. Edwards Insurance in Panama and Jamestown, Mosher Carpeting in Clymer, Land Pro Equipment in Clymer.